Hey, my name's Vince Hordemann, and I was the director of The Blueprint. And what we are trying to do with these behind the scenes videos is give you more of a sense of what we were doing throughout the whole season as we made the documentary, and also wanted to include things that we couldn't put in the episodes. For those that really want to go deep and see more about what happened during the season and how things unfolded, this is a great way to do it. One of the things that we're going to do is do some giveaways for people that have comments or questions. For example, when episode 1 comes out, if you see something you're like, oh yeah, I've been there, or I've been through that, I've done tryouts, I've been to tournaments, or you have questions like, how come you guys do it this way, or what happened with that? Put them in the comments, and then before we get to episode 2, we'll do another behind the scenes, and that's where we'll answer your questions, and we will dive into why we did certain things. We really want to make this transparent and clear and help people understand how we do things. And as a bonus, anybody that puts a comment into one of the episodes or asks a question, you'll be entered to win some cool swag that we're doing. We've got shirts, we've got hats. I'm working on something with Puma right now that might be kind of cool too, so we'll see. But put a comment in there, ask a question, and then we're going to randomly draw someone every week. And that will also be in the next behind the scenes to let you know who won. So one question that we've already gotten is, why are we doing this? Why did you do a documentary series? Why did you put the time and effort into doing this? And for us, it was had a lot of reasons, but one of them was we really wanted to be transparent about how we do things. There are so many programs out there. There are so many teams out there. Parents are faced with a really difficult task of deciding what's best for their kid. I can relate to that. I have my own kids, and we just want them to be in the best situation possible. We know every club says the same thing. We do it differently. We do it better. We do it the right way. We believe that too. We're no different in that regards. But what we believe is the right way may not be what you think is the right way. It may not be what another parent thinks is the right way. So instead of just saying what we do, we thought, let's just show everybody. Let's show people how we do things. Let's be very honest about it. You're gonna hear some really honest comments, especially on this first one where there's tryouts and we have to make decisions on who's gonna play and how we decide who goes on what roster. And that can be a really difficult conversation, both internally for the coaches, but it can be tough for the parents too. And we don't shy away from that. We really feel like honesty is the way to go. So even though we say we're doing things the right way, just like everybody else, what we do know is that we do it our way, and we believe in our way. We've been doing this for a long time. Why not just show everybody how we do it? There's no reason to waste your time, or there's no reason to waste a parent's time or a player's time being a part of a program they don't want to be a part of. Let's just figure that out from the beginning. Let's just give you the information. Let's give these parents and families the information that they need to make a good decision, and then make the decision. But at least that way, you know, going into it, they know, okay, this is how they do things, and I'm not caught off guard. That was one of the big drivers. Obviously, we think we have a really cool story. This happened to be a really good year in terms of just participation and how the teams did and some of the players and the personalities. So we knew it would be a good one, and we just figured, let's just go for it, let's do it. So we put this together. The documentary is going to go over several episodes. We do start at the beginning with February, when we are making decisions, into tryouts, and then we move all the way through the season. And like I said, we try to be very honest and transparent about how we do things. For this next episode coming up, tryouts are a big focus on it and how we do tryouts. And we get a chance to talk to a few of the players at tryouts. We have them on camera, and they tell us a little bit about what their goals are, what they're hoping to get out of select if they make a team. There's a couple of kids in there that have a really good story. One of them, Marcus, who you'll meet in the first episode at the first tryout, is a small town kid this kid is crazy athletic, works really hard, great guy, and is just looking for an opportunity. And so we learned a little bit about him. We learned a little bit about Ray Johnston, who has been in the program for 4 years now. I think this was his 4th year. So spoiler alert, he does make a team. but we get to learn about what his goals are and really the aspirations that this player from Missoula, Montana has and what he wants to do with this season. So it'll be fun to dive into that. I will say this, the tryouts are tough. The tryouts are tough for the kids and the families. It's hard sometimes to put yourself out there and basically be judged and say, hey, I'm gonna give you what I got and you let me know what you think and hopefully I can make a team. And that is tough to do. And so we really applaud all these kids for coming out and trying to do that, because we know it can be intimidating. There's a lot of kids that come to these tryouts. I think we ended up with over 200 this year that tried out. But that's 200 kids that said, you know what, I'm willing to take a chance. I'm willing to be judged and be vulnerable and put myself out there. And I know for the 200 kids that came, there's probably another 1,000 kids that thought about it and just decided not to. So it really says something about every kid that's there, whether they made our team or not. Look for that. You'll see that in a lot of the faces. You'll hear from some of the coaches as well about how the tryouts are going. Just a little anecdotal story here. We did tryouts in Meridian, and then we were going to Helena, Montana, and then over to Spokane. The trip, as a lot of you know, in March, going from Idaho to Montana, it's a coin flip on whether or not the roads are going to be open or whether or not there's a snowstorm coming or not. So we actually, to play it safe, decided to fly to Montana for that tryout. But ironically, the day before we were going to fly, we flew through Denver. Well, Denver got dumped on and they actually shut down all their flights. So the day before we went to Montana, we canceled our flight, rented a car, loaded it up with all the gear, and drove from Idaho to Montana when we were actually going to fly that one. So that was kind of unexpected, but that's just one of the things that happened. So you'll see some footage in there of us driving through Montana. And if you're curious about who's singing, I won't say any names. I hope you enjoy the episode. And if you do want to follow along, be sure to subscribe to the different episodes as they become available. For those of you that don't want to wait till the end and want to know how things end, obviously it's a documentary. This is stuff that's already happened, so you can certainly go to our Instagram page or our Twitter account and keep up with everything that's happening right now. There's been a lot of offers. There's a lot of kids that are getting looks, committed, signing. And if you want to get up to date on some of those things, obviously they'll come out eventually in the documentary, but if you want to go to our account, check out the description below and we will have links to those accounts. So enjoy it. Let us know what you think. We'll be doing this again next week. And remember, January 2nd is when the first episode of the documentary, The Blueprint, comes out. We would love to have you tune in, throw some comments out there, ask us some questions, get entered to win some gear, and then we will follow up with that. Enjoy it.